Bo, Kristen, right now all that remains of Building D is this pile of rubble. Now, firefighters had no choice but to knock it down earlier today because of safety concerns.
6 News reporter Alexis Zotos has been following this story since the day of the accident. She joins us now live in the newsroom with details of today's plea deal. Alexis.
Well, Kristen, today Kelly pleaded guilty to criminally negligent homicide. After 9 months of investigation, officials found the accident was a result of Kelly's medical condition. Undercover officers spent the majority of the day observing this bathroom at Tyson Park. They say it's been the source of many complaints. THB has confirmed that there are multiple fatalities from this accident. Do you not see your no vote as a vote against tax cuts?
Not at all.
And as you can see, not everyone is minding these barricades. One business says they're determined to defy the shutdown. Good morning, Tennessee. I'm Alexis Zotos. We'll get to our top stories in just a moment, but first a quick check of the day's forecast. 6 Storm Team meteorologist Ken Weathers joins us now, and a chilly start today.
It is. Temperatures have been in the 20s.
President Obama spoke here to a crowd at the Amazon Distribution Center on his job creation plan. It's a plan he's calling a grand bargain for middle-class jobs. Now, this is still a very active fire despite this rain. About 125 acres are still burning, but that's down from more than 200 last night. When you get inside of this shelter, these walls are 8 inches thick. The ceiling and the floor are 12 inches. And take a look at this door. It weighs more than 100 pounds.
My team's Alexis Zotos was in court today and has details on today's proceedings.
Today, the state presented some of their most compelling testimony, including the medical examiner and a phone conversation not previously allowed in Thomas's first trial. Tonight, the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation, or TDEC, has ordered a Harriman woman to pay back $10,000 to the state. We told you earlier this month about the Morgan County Pet Crematory in trouble for improper burial of animals. The night team's Mike Cravesix joins us live with more on what the state is now asking from its owner. Mike? Now, today's heavy rains did make it difficult to prepare for this snowstorm. TDOT crews were unable to brine the roads because the rain would simply wash it away. Biggest thing you need to know is there are no backpacks allowed in Neyland Stadium. And as for other purses and bags, you can bring them as long as they fit inside this box. Well, Jean, Kristen, a year ago, this was the Joneses family's 2-story brick home. Today, all that's left is a bit of rubble and pieces of the foundation. As you can see, there's still a lot of activity going on down there. We are joined right now by Knox County Sheriff's spokesperson, Martha Dooley. Martha, what can you tell us about the latest in this investigation?
Well, as you mentioned, the parents, Angela Major and Ken Mason, have been taken down to detectives' headquarters.
Welcome back. We are now getting our first look at an American citizen being held by the North Korean government. 85-year-old California native Merrill Newman went to Pyongyang last month as part of a 10-day private tour. He was then reportedly taken into custody by the North Korean government as he was about to fly to China. North Korea's state-run news claims investigators found Newman was a mastermind of espionage during the Korean War. They also released this video claiming Newman has apologized for his actions. There is still no word on if he will be released. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you tonight at 6 News at 11.
6 News reporter Alexis Zotos has more on how those displaced are now coping.
Kristen, this pile of rubble is all that remains of Building D. Firefighters had no choice but to knock it down because it posed a safety concern. But as residents started coming back today, hoping to salvage some of their belongings, this sight was hard to bear. The massive fire spread quickly throughout Southwood Apartment Building D, giving its residents little time to escape.
I was laying on the couch and my son was in the bed. And I remember him waking me up. He said, "Mom, the apartment's on fire, get up." And I got up immediately and I saw all the smoke. And I put my shoes on and my coat and we just ran out the door.
Within 10 minutes, their third-floor apartment was engulfed. No time to grab any belongings.
My boyfriend died January the 2nd, and all the pictures and all his clothes were in there.
Anita Hall said her son Richard saved her life, but their pets didn't make it.
3 birds and 2 fish.
Fire officials believe the fire started in the attic, spreading quickly because of the lack of fire walls. The building is more than 40 years old and was equipped with smoke alarms, but residents say they never went off.
We didn't hear any alarm. I woke up from the smoke itself, and I first thought it was our apartment that was on fire until I looked in the hallway and I seen the flames from the middle apartment.
Firefighters demolished the building this morning due to safety concerns, a shocking sight for this family.
We actually thought this morning we'd have a chance to look through and see if something was salvageable, but we got here, we had no idea it was already torn down. All our photos, all our clothes, everything, her pets.
Things that I had from childhood, I mean, it's all gone.
Because the building had to be torn down, it will make the investigation a bit more difficult because firefighters will not be able to go in and determine where this fire started. They do hope to use interviews from residents to get an idea of where this started and hope to get a reason of why it started. But for now, they say this is not being considered suspicious. Live in South Knoxville for the CW20 News at 10, Alexis Zotos, 6 News. Buckets in hand, the group was seeking donations near Farragut yesterday. If you look closely, their buckets have various names on them. Some say New Life Christian Church, another said Project Verso. When asked, they wouldn't clarify.
What's the organization called? Well, it's confidential.
It's the same group I saw at Morrell in Kingston over the weekend, a group KPD says is a fraud.
They were very defensive. They indicated that they were trying to raise money for a charity through their church, but yet they could not give us the name of their church.
KPD cited them for soliciting without a permit. 3
of the individuals are from Florida. One is from South Carolina. And 2 of the individuals had outstanding warrants for their arrest from 3 different states.
The warrants were for similar charges in other states. Daryl DeBoss explaining that's their game.
You'll see them pack up and they'll move to another busy intersection. Then they'll move to another intersection.
They moved around Knoxville and into Knox County. When we asked the sheriff's office earlier this week, we were told they were allowed because they were a nonprofit. According to the county law director, Bud Armstrong, it's illegal to collect money in intersections. County code reads, no solicitor shall be permitted to set up and operate a booth or stand on any street or sidewalk. After speaking to the law director today, the sheriff released this statement. Quote, we deal with nonprofits at intersections on a case-by-case basis. We make sure they are not impeding traffic or are a safety hazard to themselves and others, unquote. The sheriff's office didn't issue any citations. As for the city's citation, DeBusk said the group indicated they'd pay for it with the donations.
They said, well, that's no problem. We'll just take it out of the money, out of the bail. So that's another sign that this is not a legitimate operation.
Now, there is a New Life Christian Church in Virginia. I reached out to them and they said they have no connection with the group collecting money here in Knoxville. As for Project Verso, there is an organization by that name in Atlanta. We were unable to reach them to see if they had any connection to this group here. Live in the studio, Alexis Zotos, 6 News. Fire! In Tennessee, before you can carry a handgun, there is a lengthy and somewhat costly process to go through.
Here comes beady-eyed bad guy.
The 8-hour course begins in the classroom, going over everything from the basic parts of a gun.
You cock the gun, now it'll fire.
To the extensive laws and regulations.
It's a lot to learn in 8 hours.
But instructor Doug Estep says it's key students walk away with an understanding of what it means to carry a gun in public.
Having a gun in your possession is not going to make you safe. You have to be aware of what's going on around you. You don't want to get in that situation to begin with. That's your only option to get out.
There's no prior knowledge needed for the class, but to pass, students must complete a written exam and then hit the range to prove their proficiency with a gun. With the recent political debate over gun control, handgun carry classes like this have been selling out across the state. But people's reasons for taking them are all very different.
I own a small business and I have 2 small children, and I'm by myself a lot, so I just want to be safe.
I don't know that I'd ever carry one on my person, but just to have it in the car, you know, if you're traveling out of town, anything like that. Really why I wanted to get the permit.
There's been a lot of talk with you know, ammunition going up and being scarce, and some handguns or some guns outlawed. So you never know what's going to come up, and I want to go ahead and get mine just in case.
Completing the course cost around $80, but that's only half the process. The application itself is another $115 and requires proof of citizenship, Tennessee residency, and the ability to pass a background check. But the cost and time are worth it for many. For that one moment, they may need it.
That's the factor that may make it so that you could be the one to go home instead of the attacker.
In Knoxville, Alexis Zotos, 6 News.
And Alexis, what's going on out there right now?
Well, Kristen, they have just opened up the red carpet into the theater where the guests have started to pour in for tonight's special screening of Hunger Games Catching Fire. But fans have been lined up out here. They don't have tickets inside, but they're hoping the chance to see the star, Liam Hemsworth. Right now, we're joined by 2 of these fans, Abby and Stephanie. And girls, what are you most excited about for tonight?
To see Liam. Yeah. Liam, definitely.
If you get the chance to meet him, what are you going to say?
Can you sign my poster? For sure.
And are you girls big Hunger Games fans? Kind of talk to me about what you're excited about for this movie in particular.
I'm really excited to see Josh Hutcherson as Peeta. He's my favorite, so I'm most looking forward to that.
And what about you?
All of it. I love the book, so I'm really excited to see it.
And you girls, it's a little chilly out here right now, so we're just letting you know, these guys have been out here for a while. How long have you guys been here?
2 hours, I think, or more. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Worth it?
Yes,
oh, yeah,
definitely.
Definitely. Oh, good. So these fans, as you can see, they're hoping for a chance to get to meet Liam Hemsworth. Now, the film's director will also be here tonight to greet fans. And this is actually, you know, a fun event, but it's also for a good cause. The funds from tonight's screening will go towards Variety Children's Charity. It's a charity that benefits children in our area right here in East Tennessee. Just spoke with the executive director a little bit ago, and they said that they have already raised $500,000 for the charity. So an exciting event, but also really going towards a good cause. The stars are expected to be here at 7 o'clock, so there's still time to come on down here. There's still some spots along this line if you want to come and get a glimpse of Liam Hemsworth. For now, live from the red carpet in Turkey Creek, Alexis Zotos, 6 News.